Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kids Show, and it's been a few days since Mortal Kombat 1 has been announced, and I've had some time to sit there and think about it. Overall, when it was announced, I had mixed thoughts, but overall, I was pretty excited, and, for me personally, me and Mortal Kombat go back a long ways. It was my first home console video game that I ever owned. I had gotten a PS1 for Christmas back when I was like 7 or so years old, and I remember that Christmas morning having hooked up my PS1 to the living room TV and playing Mortal Kombat, and my dad was sitting there watching me play, and he's like, "Oh my God, what did you get for Christmas?" Because it was so obviously the violence, the blood, the gore. Overall, my father was pretty confident that I wouldn't take that obviously seriously by any means, but he wasn't. I don't think he was very prepared for what ensued with Mortal Kombat. But overall, while I hadn't gotten every single entry, I was, interested in the franchise for a very, very long time. I remember Mortal Kombat 4, I kind of was like looking at it like, oh, why did the graphics look crappier than, Mortal Kombat 3? And it was because they went, with, a different style. They had left essentially the sprites, which to me still are extremely realistic simply because those were real people portraying the characters. And I mean, I am a huge fan. Like I love, this is my favorite Sonya, Carrie Hoskins, who, signed this for me. She was Mortal Kombat 3 Sonya. And I also do love Bridget Wilson from the original film as well. And for me as a fan, to me, Mortal Kombat has been going not so well. 9 to me was Mortal Kombat reinvigorated for the fans. They did an amazing job with that game. I was addicted to it. I always sucked at video games, but me and my school buddies, I'd go over to my best buddy's house and we'd play we'd play Mortal Kombat, or we'd play, Street Fighter. We'd play all the fighting games, and we were crap at them, but we enjoyed playing them. We were professional button mashers, man. But overall, it was the lore, it was the characters that we loved, and Mortal Kombat 9 totally reinvigorated, I think, every longtime Mortal Kombat fans' love for Mortal Kombat, especially after Midway had been, destroying the franchise with so many releases and just abusing the IP. And, from there we got 10, and while 10 was good, me and my good friends, Hell Blake, Side Strike, all of us really, Side, we liked the game, but there were some key issues with it. A lot of us didn't like that the characters were aged. Like it was one of those things where there's some good there, but there's some bad there. I think that the stages in that game were severely uninspired, as was the music. So while I did like a lot of things, and Cassie Cage ended up being one of my favorite characters, particularly when they introduced Cassie Cage, I was like so hyped because I'm like, oh my God, a character that has the same name as me. She has like my sort of personality, and she's a tomboy badass. Like that to me was so sick. So like, I think that 10 has some great qualities to it, but also some poor qualities to it as a long time, specifically lore fan. I'm a lore fan. I'm not good at the fighting game itself. I love the characters. I love the lore of Mortal Kombat. But then here we go to Mortal Kombat 11, and Mortal Kombat 11, I had no problem not buying for a long time. I ended up buying it when it was like dirt cheap, and I got all the DLC with it dirt cheap. And even then, I just feel like it was sort of a waste of money because I didn't really enjoy the game. I think that they totally botched the lore. I think that they destroyed some of my all-time favorite characters, like Sindel. I think that Cassie Cage, they completely botched her character. There was a lot of core issues with that game from a fan. What they did to Sonya, the first lady of Mortal Kombat, having her be voiced by an incompetent fool. Like, I'm sorry, Ronda Rousey, she has her UFC, she's a great inspiration to female fighters with her, her pushing UFC, and she is remembered that, but she is an absolutely incompetent fool as a voice actor. That's just what it is. The fact that they had Ronda Rousey voice act the first lady of Mortal Kombat, and her voice acting was abysmal. and disrespectful is I have to blame NRS for that. It's not Ronda Rousey's fault that NRS thought that she's capable of voice acting. Let's just be real now. But this brings me, to someone who's a disgruntled Mortal Kombat fan looking at Mortal Kombat 1, essentially yet another reboot. And the way that Mortal Kombat does reboots is at least semi-interesting. They're like soft reboots. So I'm concerned because there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of leaks. I can't confirm any of these leaks. I'm not going to sit here and do so. But there's a lot of things swirling around that make me highly concerned for Mortal Kombat 1. And the problem with Mortal Kombat essentially is that, well, one of the worst Mortal Kombats being Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, the gore is nice, the visuals are pretty, but as a fan, Mortal Kombat 11 is absolutely a horrid entry for me. The problem with Mortal Kombat 11 is it's one of the highest selling, if not the highest selling Mortal Kombat in the franchise. So with that, they're sort of, I assume that NRS will and WB will essentially double down and not really reassess the issues of Mortal Kombat in modern day. And here's some issues that I've been seeing in the space in regards to Mortal Kombat 1, and that is, well, here's a rumor saying that Mortal Kombat 1 includes Omni-Man as guest character and relegates Johnny Cage to a cameo fighter. If this is really the case, and Mortal Kombat has had this issue of including a bunch of characters that do not belong in Mortal Kombat. And while I think 1 or 2 are okay, like I think personally, Kratos was a great fit for Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 9. But like, there weren't many guest characters in Mortal Kombat 9. DLC characters in Mortal Kombat 9 were mostly actual Mortal Kombat characters. The inclusion of all these outside characters, even if they be in the horror space, do not... there's so many characters in the Mortal Kombat roster. Just look at Armageddon, and then they have the new characters too. And honestly, I think most of the new characters from the past 2 games have been shit. Not for nothing. As a longtime fan, I just think that they're abysmal in comparison to other characters. In my personal opinion, I think Street Fighter does a better job of introducing new characters. Even though I don't think all the new characters that they've introduced are necessarily good, I think that their characters tend to hit better than new characters in Mortal Kombat. But if this is true, I have to wonder, like, what is it with Johnny Cage that suddenly, judging from the most recent movie that has come out, and judging by the possibility won't be a main character in Mortal Kombat 1, why is it that NRS is ashamed of Johnny? I think that Johnny is a great character. He's very entertaining. He would have been a perfect fit for the Mortal Kombat movie that recently came out because he is sort of, the viewer can live through Johnny Cage as a character. Obviously, he's a cocky prick, not for nothing, but he's a little bit on the dumb side sometimes. So introducing him to everything that's going on worked for the original Mortal Kombat film. I thought he was great as one of the 3 main characters for the original 1995 film. For some reason, in most recent Mortal Kombat live action depiction, they just chose to scrap Johnny entirely and have a new character that is shit. Another garbage inclusion of a brand new character to Mortal Kombat. I don't even remember their name. Honestly, that film was abysmal. I don't know how Mortal Kombat fans really can get behind that. But hey, you do you. I just couldn't get behind it. But including characters, and Omni-Man is from what? I don't even know. Invincible. I'm sure that there's some fans from this, don't get me wrong, but they just simply do not belong in Mortal Kombat. And when characters like Johnny Cage, who are essential to Mortal Kombat lore, are possibly going to be cameo characters, overall, I'm just concerned. And the issues do continue, guys, because there's other rumors and so-called leaks that maybe we're going to have some really ridiculous inclusions to Mortal Kombat. And I hope that this is fake. Please let this be fake. But they're saying characters, people such as Megan Fox and Travis Scott will be included in Mortal Kombat 1, according to leaks. And oh god, I hope this is fake. Please, please. I don't care if they're just simply skins for Mortal Kombat characters. No. If Travis Scott is gonna somehow be fucking Jax, a Jax skin, and Megan Fox is gonna be a fucking Melina skin, you got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. I cannot take it seriously. If that's the case, I yeet that shit. Fuck out of here. Like, stuff like this is just atrocious. Please, please be fake. And this is coming from people apparently such as Colin Moriarty. And please, please be fake. NRS, do not do this. As a longtime Mortal Kombat fan, like, seeing this kind of stuff irks my life. But some interesting things that have come from Mortal Kombat, and I don't want to be all negative here, obviously, guys. You know, there's not everything is bad in the space of Mortal Kombat, but here's something I found interesting to me personally. I don't think that a lot of Mortal Kombat fans would be hyped for this. Personally, I don't think it's necessarily fitting, but if Bayonetta was suddenly in Mortal Kombat, I don't think I'd be too upset over it, especially given some of the other potential inclusions in the Mortal Kombat space. But Bayonetta creator wants a Mortal Kombat crossover, and fans are divided. I understand that totally. Hideki Kamiya wants to see Bayonetta being finished by someone from Mortal Kombat, and the choice wording is hilarious. But honestly, as a Bayonetta shell, low-key, I'd be hyped for that. But I totally understand why. And honestly, at the end of the day, I would always prefer Mortal Kombat and characters be included over outside characters every single time. But to just end off the video, guys, Mortal Kombat 1 is to get gameplay premiere at the Summer Game Fest. So we're gonna see some gameplay soon, and obviously that's really important. You know, they're asking, will we see Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage? That's, you know, obviously Johnny Cage is inspired, you know, Jean-Claude Van Damme inspired Johnny Cage as a character. And I think that's cool that he's apparently going to be a Johnny Cage skin. I think it's worth noting the fact that, like, Liu Kang, like, for example, Liu Kang is, you know, based off of Bruce Lee, but Liu Kang eventually, you know, became his own character. Same thing with Johnny Cage. Like, Johnny Cage is based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Johnny Cage is also his own character. So I think it's cool that Jean-Claude Van Damme be a skin for Johnny Cage, but if they take Jean-Claude Van Damme's entire likeness and particularly have Jean-Claude Van Damme voice Johnny, I don't think that would fit too well. I really liked that. The one positive that I do give Mortal Kombat 11 is essentially that they got the original cast from the 1995 Mortal Kombat and took their likeness and voice acting and had them portray, you know, Sonya and Johnny and the other characters. So it was cool. Raiden. It was really cool to see that. That was the one thing, and it's like one of the coolest things that NRS has done in modern Mortal Kombat is relegated to one of the worst Mortal Kombats, in my personal opinion. But I just have so many thoughts, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned with the future of Mortal Kombat. I'm hoping for the best, guys, but I have to voice my concern here. What do you guys think about Mortal Kombat 1? Are you hyped to see gameplay? Are you hyped for Mortal Kombat 1? Overall, I'm very cautious. I can't say cautiously optimistic because unfortunately NRS has lost me a lot of the time with MK. But I'm hoping for the best, guys, because I want to see one of my longtime favorite franchises do well and me be interested in that franchise still. But man, it's 2023 and who knows what's going to happen. But guys, overall, let me know what you think about Mortal Kombat 1. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, or Kick if you'd like to continue the conversation. Consider becoming a channel member if you'd like instant access to the Discord. And guys, with all being said, I'm out. Peace!